Hi, welcome back. Another update on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. For those who haven't seen the series I've done on that, I had very low testosterone levels. I was suffering from extreme tiredness, had no energy to do anything. I was having pretty poor performance in the gym, and I figured after going to the doctors and going through the NHS route, and they really weren't interested in exploring the hormonal side of things. They did a bunch of blood tests on me. I then went privately and had my hormones checked by a clinic in the UK called Optimale, and they basically found that I had extremely low testosterone levels. I'm 48 years old, so this happens to people, especially if we live very hectic lifestyles and don't get much sleep. This can happen, and I decided to take the leap and try TRT out. I had quite a few people on the channel asking about it, so I figured I would document progress. We're now about 3 months into the TRT, so I should have pretty stable blood levels. I should be feeling all the benefits that you can feel from TRT pretty much, and so far it's been great. The main thing I had, as I mentioned, was this extreme tiredness. I'm glad to report that's gone away. I think that was largely because I really wasn't sleeping well. One of the symptoms of very low testosterone levels in males is that they have disturbed sleep, something I didn't even realise, and it had been something that I had been suffering from for quite a few months. I was waking up maybe 4 to 5 times per night, and I was literally wide awake when I woke up, and I was really struggling to get back to sleep. That meant it equated to I was maybe getting 4 or 5 hours sleep a night, which of course would leave me drained the next day. Now I'm actually sleeping through. I probably wake up once, toss and turn a bit, I'm aware that I'm waking up, and I basically go straight back to sleep, so I don't have any of the old issues. I used to also get up and kind of need to go to the loo a couple of times during the night, which is why I got tested for being diabetic. That all came back clear. And apparently if you wake up multiple times a night and you become wide awake and you can't get back to sleep, your body starts functioning, your bladder and all that starts functioning. So of course you're more in need of urination than you normally would be, because when you're asleep, all that stuff slows down, and you should be able to sleep right through if nothing's going wrong with your hormones and nothing else is going wrong with your body. So that's great news. That's left me feeling a lot fresher the next day. I'm able to get my 7-8 hours sleep, which I'm really glad about, because not having enough sleep also has some serious health effects in the long term. So that was a worry that I had. I'm not kind of driving my car now in the afternoon going somewhere for work and thinking, God, I really need to stay awake, and having to pull over for coffees and stuff. My performance in the gym continues to be satisfactory. I am 48, so I have to take my performance with a pinch of salt. You have to swallow your ego a little bit as you get older. There's no point in me looking at what 20, 30-year-old guys are doing and trying to replicate them. I'm not going to beat any of my old powerlifting records. I'm not going to be benching 200 kilos, I'm not going to be pulling 300. That's all in the past. It's caused me quite substantial injuries as well. I've got compressions in my spine, nerve problems in my neck and shoulders. So it's really something I should avoid for my own benefit anyway. But let's be honest, as we get older, we have to tailor our performance as to what our bodies can safely manage. So I'm now training 4 times a week instead of 5. I've just instead of having a separate arm workout, I've thrown that in with my shoulders workout and my back workouts. I'm doing back biceps, shoulders, triceps, giving myself a little bit more recovery time as well. That's all going really well. Benches are hovering around about 140 kilo for a 1 rep max, and I'm happily repping 100, which is what I'm doing most of the time. I'm not always doing 1 rep maxes anymore. I'm not pushing myself because there's just no point. There's no point improving that. But I like to check in on it once or twice a month just to see how I'm getting on. I used to do them like every week. That was part of my training schedule. When I was powerlifting, I was always pushing for more weight. Of course, we just had the Christmas holidays, so if I had had really low testosterone levels, that would have been a concern for me, because during the Christmas holidays we all eat all the things that we're not supposed to eat. No different in this house. We bought a bunch of snacks and crackers and all kinds of stuff, mince pies and whatever, all of that stuff I absolutely love. So I gave myself a sort of week break from the diet and just ate what I wanted, basically cheese and crackers, mince pies, all that kind of thing, and really enjoyed myself. I still kept going to the gym even over the Christmas break, kept that up. I'm not doing any cardio at the moment because I'm actually trying to just sort of get into shape over winter, put a bit of muscle on if I can, and then I'll start cutting probably in the next month or so, try and get my body fat down a little. I'm hovering probably around 12-13% body fat, so nothing too disastrous. But I was very happy over the Christmas period that I didn't come away weighing extreme amounts more than when I started. I went into Christmas weighing about 90 kilo and I came out of Christmas weighing about 90 kilos. So I was able to get away with a little bit of overeating. And this is one of the things I think people can get hung up on, that you can become really obsessive about diet. You know, back when I was bodybuilding and powerlifting, I was very obsessed, you know, even during holidays or during times where people would be enjoying themselves and having a bit of extra food or whatever, I would be sticking like glue to my menu, my diet regimen that I was doing, which does suck a bit of joy out of life. And it's nice to know I'm able to kind of dip a toe in that water, you know, have some enjoyment, and I'm not going to be severely punished for it like I might imagine. I think a lot of us, it probably is in our heads that we think we're going to eat a little bit of junk food and then, you know, a couple of weeks later we're suddenly going to balloon up like the Michelin Man. That doesn't really happen in real life. You have to make a concerted effort to get fatter, just like you have to make a concerted effort to get thinner or more muscular. They all take a lot of effort. Getting fatter is a lot more fun. The other two are a bit of a grind, but you know, they all take time. So you can enjoy yourself for a couple of days. Really, the psychological aspect comes into play there, that it's very easy during a time like the Christmas holidays to fall off the wagon in terms of food. You might have a few drinks, you might eat a bunch of crap, and then it's hard to sort of go back to the normal way that you were before that, where you're running your diet like 90% of the week and then having a cheat meal once a week or something like that. You might be tempted to keep eating all the junk you've eaten over Christmas. Personally, I think TRT helped a lot with that, because it gives you that driven feeling. You know, it makes you feel quite self-confident, and it makes you feel like you really want to get down the gym and get things done. And that, I think, gave me the motivation to jump off of the junk food and get straight back into my diet, get straight down the gym. Like I said, I didn't take a break off the gym over Christmas either. Even when people were chilling out at my house and they were sort of sitting around watching afternoon TV, I was saying, okay, I'm going to go down the gym now and getting things done down there. That was probably thanks to TRT, because I'm pretty sure if I'd still had the low testosterone levels, I might be even sat here now still eating cheese and crackers and God knows what else is left over downstairs. You can also help yourself there by buying enough food for Christmas and knowing that when that runs out, what's gone is gone. You know, it's easy to do if you haven't got kids in the house. If you have got kids, it becomes harder because, of course, they always demand snacks and stuff, and then it's easy for parents to dive into the snack cupboard when they haven't got enough time, or they feel that they haven't got enough time, and just grab something quick. So TRT, I think, has been beneficial to that level. Sex drive is good. You know, again, that had been... It wasn't something I really considered before, but if I compare it to what it is now, I can definitely see a difference. Obviously, the girlfriend is very pleased about that. And I think it enhances your drive, it enhances your interest in sex. But I wouldn't expect it for people that are actually having physical problems, you know, like erectile dysfunction. TRT isn't necessarily going to sort that out. It will sort out your arousal, that you're getting interested in it, but it isn't going to sort out any physical issues. So if you're someone with that, I would probably advise that you go and speak to the NHS. It's normal for guys as they get older to have problems in that area, often due to things like circulation. So it's definitely worth getting checked out. And in fact, If it is circulatory, you know, that's worth getting checked out just from the point of view there could be other more dangerous health implications there, not just to do with erectile dysfunction, but to do with circulation in general, heart attacks, strokes, all that kind of stuff. So that's something you should check out first. If everything still works okay down there physically, but you just can't really be bothered, that could point towards a low testosterone issue. So then it's worth going this route and getting checked. There have been a few comments from people talking about, why did you go down that route? Why didn't you go the natural route and sort of sort your testosterone out? I think there's a lot of misinformation out there online. There's a lot of peddlers of BS on YouTube, especially talking about all these natural supplementations. Very few of them have any efficacy behind them. Any that do have a slight amount of efficacy behind them, or any sort of scientific data, it's minimal at best. You know, we're talking about people that have slightly lower levels that could maybe push them back up again. But if you're getting older and your levels are extremely low, it's incredibly unlikely that a bunch of herbs, supplements, dietary changes, whatever, are going to make huge differences to your testosterone levels. And if they could make any differences, it would be many, many months, maybe even years before you actually saw the benefit. Personally, I would like to see benefit rather quicker than that, and I want guaranteed benefits. You know, I don't want to be hoping that in a year's time my levels might have gone up slightly because it was affecting my life right now and I couldn't afford the tiredness to keep going on. I have another blood test due very soon. That's going to maybe see if my levels are still bang on the money where they should be. If they're not, the company Optimail will adjust the dosage for me, and next time I'll be sent out a slightly different dosage parameter. If you've got any questions or issues about, you know, how you go about setting all this up, take a look at the TRT playlist I've put together. There'll be a link at the end for that playlist. Then that will take you right through to the beginning of the videos, and it will show you how I got started, how I got into all this in the first place. Guys, I hope that helps. I hope that's shed some light on my current circumstance. Any questions, leave them down below. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll catch you next time.